Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It's Rock and Roll Spot coming at you, and this is kind of a video I don't think I ever wanted to be able to make. More than likely, you've heard by now that yesterday Stan Lee died at 95 years old. Um, and I mean, this is really going to be very similar to the video I made when Leonard Nimoy died. But anyways, Stan Lee. Well, he and his creations were not a part of my life. Well, they were part of the majority of my life, in all honesty. I got into comics in the '90s. Was pretty much just a Marvel fan. The X-Men, Spider-Man. Dipped my toe into the Avengers fold. As I got older, I also got into some of the Marvel cosmic stuff. But anyway, some of, I guess, a list of some of his creations. I have to admit, when I was a kid, I thought that every Marvel character was created by Stan Lee. When I first found out who he was, I thought, oh, well, he's actually the guy who created every Marvel character. But, no, I mean, in fact, my favorite Marvel character, Wolverine, Stan Lee had no hand in. I think the only, if I remember correctly, the only thing he had to say when it came to Wolverine is that no, Wolverine is not a mutated Wolverine. As there was a point when it was possible that was the route they were going with the character. Yeah, he early on he created Captain America as well, and Bucky, Namor the Submariner, the Android Human Torch, who were fixtures of the Golden Age, and in resurgent Golden Age stories, basically stories set during World War II but not released then. They were all pretty big names. He also created the Fantastic Four, which started the Marvel, what it was referred to as the Marvel Age of Comics. Well, I say created, co-created. Him and Jack Kirby created quite a few characters together, as well as him and Steve Ditko. Of course, him and Lee and the two, then both Kirby, especially Kirby, famously had fallings out. So anyway, but yeah, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, who's in all honesty probably his most famous creation. The X-Men, Black Panther, the Hulk, Thor, well, Marvel's version of Thor, and much of the Marvel version of the Norse mythos. Hawkeye, Black Widow, Daredevil, Doctor Doom, Galactus, the Silver Surfer. Honestly, the list would goes on. He was honestly a big deal when it came to all media, at least when it came to comics. He wrote books concerning comic books, not just writing comic books. He appeared in He did voiceover work in cartoons, usually for characters who were very obviously modeled after him. He appeared in films. I mean, let's be honest. Ever since we found he was in that first X-Men movie, it's always kind of been big, kind of the thing. Oh, well, where's Stan Lee in this one? And I think there. I think he's the only. I think he's the only person that's in every single Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. He was not in X-Men 2, surprisingly. Not surprisingly, he's in none of the Wolverine solo movies or any of the Blade movies. So though he's in at least Deadpool, if not also I can't remember if he's in Deadpool 2 or not. I know he showed up in the teaser trailer for Deadpool 2, where Deadpool tries to save someone and really fucks up. Even though he had no hand in creating Deadpool. In fact, it was originally said that he would only appear in movies based on characters that he had a hand in creating, and then, like I mentioned, he's not in any of the Blade movies, none of the solo Wolverine movies, neither of the Ghost Rider movies. Though the first movie I ever saw him in was actually Mallrats. Kevin Smith's Mallrats, which I don't know, maybe it's the way I don't know, but it's not like losing a family member, but it's somehow it's different in this way that I never wanted to. This is not something I ever wanted to have to, to go through. I know that my window to meet him at a convention had closed before his death, as he had stopped going to conventions due to his health. But I. Sorry, this isn't easy for me. Talking about some of his previous work, also, he did a lot of work for Marvel Comics. Yes, in fact, he is he is definitely and forever. He is forever an important part of Marvel Comics, at least their history. But in 2001, he did a series of one-shots for DC Comics, and they were called Just Imagine, and it was Stan Lee creating enter DC character name here, and of course you have the big three: Flash, Green Lantern, so on and so forth, the Justice League. And this Earth has since been folded into DC's multiverse as Earth 6. That part's important, but I don't know. I'm really just kind of babbling at this point. I wanted to get some simple notes down, and then I always remember back in the 90s when I was getting into comics. I remember reading Stan's Soapbox quite a bit. It was his editorial that that appeared in Marvel Comics of the day, and he wasn't at, as I recall, he wasn't even the editor. He wasn't editor in chief at that point in time, but he was Stan Lee. He was Stan the Man Lee. So if he wanted to, have a semi-monthly editorial that popped up in the Marvel books, okay, yeah. And there were always some great things he had to say, and never in a heavy-handed manner, always in a way that was polite. Sometimes even with a degree of humor added to it. Helps to help the message go down. I can't off the top of my head even tell you any of the things he said in those, but it was usually a nice little thing to read. And of course his cameos, especially in the Marvel Studios films, were always fun to watch. I still remember the theory that went around for a while was pretty much confirmed that he is one of the Watchers. I guess someone got him. But and of course there were the conflicting reports about what he was going through in his personal life in recent years, which were heartbreaking to read. I don't know, I guess, like I said, at this point I'm pretty much just babbling, but I guess if there is one thing to say about Stan Lee, or to say concerning Stan Lee, it's Excelsior, true believers. So yeah, the description box. Live long, rock hard. I'm out.